Designer Notes Subject 103. I sold my GM-110 in an effort to consolidate my collection and, in a way, peek out of the rabbit hole called collecting G-Shocks. I had to part ways with one of my best looking digital watches. I've been tempering my desires to buy a new G-Shock for a while now, especially the Casio Oaks. With this latest leak about the metal covered Casio Oaks, I may need to strengthen my resolve. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us at Instagram at DesignAtelier for behind the scenes content. Email us at designatelierviewer@gmail.com. The GA-2100, as fans may call it, the Casio Oak for its somewhat resemblance to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, is the darling of G-Shocks today. If you ask Casio, they would say, no, not a Royal Oak homage. Our design actually came from the 1980s. We got the concept art to prove it. Sure, wherever it may have came from, we know that it's now a hit with fans, and is fast becoming another iconic G-Shock model. This series, released in 2019, measures in at 45.4mm in diameter and 48.5mm in length. These are pretty hefty dimensions on your wrist, but at this point, it's now a culture of its own. It's now a universal exception, where a similar proportion Invicta is viewed as exceptionally oversized. But we give G-Shock a pass because of their god-tier watches, as many would put it. And I could not agree more with the fans' perception. The GA-2100 retains all the G-Shock features such as superb shock resistance, water resistance to 200 meters, and accuracy of a quartz module. The module for this series is a new 5611 with the new carbon core case and a drawer full of features like alarm, stopwatch, and timer. This combination made for a winning formula that often sold out in its initial run. The next iteration in the series came at a smaller package, the GMA S2100. This is generally aimed for women according to its marketing, but you know us men won't be kept from trying them out anyway. The dimensions are just a tad under the original, but noticeable as many would profess. 42mm is still a sizable diameter for our time, but it's still very much wearable. You do get the same features from the GA-2100, same protection from shock and water, along with the same module, the 5611. Let's run down some of the differences in detail. The dial is smaller than the previous model. Along with the smaller dial, the hands had to be a little shorter to maintain the balance of the dial. The indices are now chromed for this series, compared to the matted plastic indices of the 2100. It's a hit or miss for many, but it is a welcome change. The buttons are also different, with the 2100 having steel buttons compared to the color match buttons of the S2100. The band also has some minute differences, such as the faux rivets from the 2100 is noticeably absent from the S2100. There is a lack of line on the band, where it is simpler on the S21 series. Due to the popularity of the 2100 series, these two sublines have gotten some considerable color variants throughout the months of its existence. Everybody wants one, and everybody likes to have an opinion to what could be the next version in the works. And yesterday, from the 168-hour watch community on Discord, we first heard the news of the official metal-covered versions of the 2100s. The new models in the series are under the GM designation, the GM-2100. Many are speculating that this is going to be officially released in the holiday season of 2021. The GM serial has been mostly relegated to metallized versions of existing iconic models. Typical to these metallizations of the models, there are more changes than simply changing the bezel. The GM-2100 will have a new dial opposed to the matte dial of the GA-2100. This new model will have a vertical brush dial, a very desirable finish for watch enthusiasts. The indices have more premium finish on them, and the band seems to be completely different. There is a waffle pattern texture on the bands that is an upgrade, similar to how the GM-110 was upgraded with a more premium band. We're sure that when Casio releases a metal-covered version of a series, they will manufacture in the top and best quality. However, the idea of covering Casio Oaks with metal bezels is not a new concept. Many aftermarket bezels and bracelets are already available for more than a year now for those who want to convert their GA-2100s into a Royal Oak homage. These have all the earmarks of the Royal Oak, more than a faithful reimagining of a Casio. There are the faux rivets that are a signature of the Royal Oaks. The sharp edges and corners are also from these AP icon, and the distinct lack of the corner rounds out this conversion as far away from a G-Shock as possible. There are lesser bought variants that really do try and mimic the features of the Casio Oak on a metal form. These have the famous corner grips, the deeply engraved bezel text, and polished case facets around the bezel. With these aftermarket parts already available, would there be enough interest for an official Casio metal covered version? Wouldn't it be the very same bezel that you can buy right now? Being an official G-Shock release, there will be significant changes. In the leaked images, the bezel has a different finish. Rather than having it as a vertical brush, the image shows that it has a circular grain. This differentiates heavily from the aftermarket options. Then there is the new dial and band that is not found on any models as of yet. We have also seen in the GM-110 that even the overall dimensions were shrunk a little bit, which can be possible on this one too. We'll have to wait until the official release to see how they differ from the current line. The new GM-2100s will come in 4 colors: silver, red, blue, and green. There is no word of the prices as of yet. If anything, it could be around the $250 and $300 mark, like many metal covered models. It also seems that G-Shock is utilizing their ion plating technology on some of these models, but we'll have to confirm that. G-Shock is maintaining their focus on metallizing the more popular models. They know the crowd wants them, and they are willing to oblige. We, the crowd, are continually distracted by these well-anticipated releases, a hole we are happy to stay deeply in. I sold my GM-110 to fund my next goal, and now this next release is kinda distracting. Okay, awfully distracting.